believers came together. And we decided, like Allah has advised us in the Quran, let Him decide between us. But we work together here on this earth. Things will be a lot different. Because like I said, there's no more fight. When they're doing this stuff, there's no fight coming from the communities. Okay? But now watch. Listen to the rest of our speech now. Here we go.
Feel me on that. We want to be respected and safe in our diversity. We want to be shifting to realness and inclusivity. So tonight, we want to celebrate the people, the artists that put...
See, so if you do not accept their ideas of the same-sex marriage, if you don't accept their ideas of the transgenderism and all of this stuff, then they see you as intolerant. That's what she's talking about. Okay. So there's a game being played. They use celebrities to push their agenda. See, a lot of people say, oh, that celebrity, he or she is in the Illuminati. No, they're tools of the Illuminati. They're tools of these secret societies that at the top of their hierarchy, you find out that they worship Satan or they worship Lucifer. Okay? Here we go. But now, I want you to see this, because now we're starting to...
What's the name of that? Ben Affleck's in?
The Ben Affleck?
Yeah. Or Tom Cruise. What are they into?
Oh, Scientology.
Scientology.
Yeah.
That's the bigger, higher ones you're talking about.
Oh, no.
That's something higher than that, too.
Oh, sister. There's some stuff out there. You be like, whoa, never heard that.
Scientology, they taught. Well, you tell them who to marry, tell them who, all of that with this Tom. If your wife ain't acting right, get rid of her and stop
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Beyonce, Jay-Z,
Yes,
a lot of them were into some of that.
Illuminati,
Yes.
right? Illuminati.
Y'all, we ready to get into some stuff. All right, but here we go. All right. So now I want you to see this.
Losing faith. A new wide-ranging national survey says a shrinking number of Americans are
Christianity decreasing, atheism rising.
Losing faith. A new wide-ranging national survey says a shrinking number of Americans are calling themselves Christians. A growing...
Pardon me, y'all. Before we do that, let me go back to this. Oh. Now, I put this up, this dollar bill, all right? Because there's a lot of symbolism on this dollar bill, all right? But what I want to talk about real quick is a couple of the phrases that's on here. Like here you have annuit coeptus. Down here you have novus ordo secularum. And in the ribbon that's in the eagle's mouth, you have e pluribus unum. Okay? Right. Well, e pluribus unum is out of many one. So, one word. Okay? Now, see, e pluribus unum, out of many, one. Dollar bill writings. At the top of the seal stands a Latin phrase, annuit coeptus, meaning he favors our undertaking. He favors our undertaking.
Who they talking about?
Oh, watch. At the bottom of the seal is a semicircular banner proclaiming Novus Ordo Secularum, meaning the new order of the ages or the new order of the world. Okay? So, when she talks about this new age, this new decade, this is what she's talking about. Okay? They're talking about a new world order. They're talking about a change from the old values of believing in God and follow God's laws to now following the once here, and this is what you get a lot of times, is that one eye. And they use it a lot in the entertainment world, where they have fashion magazines and they'll cover their eye, or it's real strange, okay? But that's that. And then if you look at it, when you look at your dollar bill and you look at that eye, this is weird. Why is this on this money like this? Okay? And then over here they had a grouping of stars. And they had it where if you took these stars and you put it over here, then it would line up with these letters and it would spell Mason. Okay? So, but because the people that created the stuff were Freemasons. Okay? Franklin and all of them. Okay, but now watch this. Here we go. Let's keep moving. So I want to go back to the video. But let's look at the rise of atheists.
Themselves as atheists or agnostics. News Channel 5's Michelle Casada looks at what pastors and ordinary people here are saying.
How many people know what an agnostic is? All right. Here we go. Because the thing is, you don't know what the word is when you do.
Look it up. Look it up.
Look it up. Right? So an agnostic is a person who holds that knowledge of a supreme being, ultimate cause, etc., is impossible. I said compared to an atheist and a theist. It's a person who claims with respect to any particular question that the answer cannot be known with certainty. So they're not even sure if there's God or not. Okay? Atheist is a person who denies or disbelieves the existence of the supreme being or beings. Right? Agnostic continues. Synonym study for agnostic. Agnostic, atheist, infidel, skeptic refer to persons not inclined toward religious belief or a particular form of religious belief. An agnostic is one who believes it is impossible to know anything about God or about the creation of the universe and refrains from commitment to any religious doctrine. An atheist is one who denies the existence of a deity or of divine beings. Infidel means an unbeliever, especially a non-believer in Islam or Christianity. A skeptic doubts and is critical of all accepted doctrines and creeds. So their thing is, okay, we want to raise this philosophy, we want to raise these types of beliefs within the people, within the masses. Okay? So, here we go. Watch.
Live in Palm Beach Gardens. Michelle?
Kelly, here at Church in the Gardens, when you exit the parking lot, there's a sign that says you are now entering the mission field. The pastors here say it's their mission to continue to expand the church community, but those who are not affiliated with any religion say it's a mission that's tougher to join these days.
Doug Howard wakes up every day and works towards becoming a better person.
I pursue all the same things that religious people do.
Except he's not religious. He's a nun, not affiliated with any type of belief.
I'm not advocating atheism nor opposing it.
He represents the growing number of Americans a study conducted by the Pew Research Center calls the nuns. They've increased by 16% in the last 7 years. The number of Christians has dropped 8%.
I think people are really being pushed to the limit financially, socially, and neither the government nor the church are able to satisfy what goes on with these people and their lives.
At Church in the Gardens, Pastor James Hanks agrees to an extent.
People are they're distracted with the worries of this world or the riches of this world.
Pastor Hanks says he brings in more families by catering to the youth, the future of the church.
We want to make sure we have an incredible children's program.
The report didn't give any reason as to why Christianity is declining. It did say more people are now open about being nuns.
The report also found a decline in Catholics and Protestants. There's a slight increase in Jews, Muslims, and Hindus. Reporting live from Palm Beach Gardens, Michelle Casada, WPTV News Channel 5.
Parents were married here. My sisters were...
Now, I want you to see this. Because all kinds of different topics. They talk about Richard Dawkins, atheism is growing in Muslim lands. Okay. Richard Dawkins, he's a famous atheist. Okay. Then you had the Middle East atheist channel defies taboo. So they talk about in the Middle East how, people are starting to reject Islam and become atheists. Okay. I'm just going through some of these titles because I want to try to get to some of these other things that I have. But I want to show you a little bit of these two. All right, this is a U.S. pastor, so he gets his mind blown in atheistic Europe. You go over there, it's really being pushed hard too. So this is worldwide, y'all.
All right, my name is Marty McLean. I'm from Douglasville, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 46 years old. Married to Stephanie. We have 4 kids, ages 21 to 12. I'm the pastor of Summit Church of West Georgia. I believe in creation. God created the heavens and the earth. I believe in the fall in the Garden of Eden. I believe that there's restoration, redemption through Jesus Christ. I think that heaven is better than anything we could have imagined. I believe that there is a literal hell. And the Bible does refer to, in the book of Revelation, the lake of fire.
Seen him.
If there's no God, why should I believe in him?
Okay.
Average people in Denmark, I don't think they are religious all day, all time.
Let me ask you about an explosive issue that I've read about with Denmark, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, it seems like there's an issue with having same-sex marriage ceremonies in the church, and that the parliament make the church start doing that in the church. So it was the parliament, the government said, you must perform same-sex marriages in the church.
Yeah.
See this?
Well, see, if Buttigieg wins, this is going to be okay. That's the agenda he's talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
If he wins, then he's going to say, he's going to let you get married and whatever.
Well, they've already okayed that.
And they suing people for their equal rights because you don't let them get married. And the first thing it was health insurance. That was, you didn't have to be married, you just had to have a mate.
Right. But now, watch the game as it goes along.
What kind of people are they in this college?
Wow. I think these are Dutch.
Oh, Dutch. He laughs. It's crazy.
I think God have created love not to make new generations, but to unite people, and that's all I have to say in that case.
Sure. I believe same-sex attraction is a sin. When it comes to homosexuality, the worst thing I could do to somebody is say, God made you that way, and He wants you to stay that way, and God's all for,
But think about it. If it was okay, then it should be all right for everybody, right? But the problem with that is we wouldn't exist on this planet anymore. Because when you turn against your natural mate, you don't reproduce. So why do you think they're pushing it so hard on the African American community? Because they want to reduce population. They want to reduce world population. So that's one of the big reasons why they're pushing this agenda on people, because it's a genocide.
The Pope turned down the priest getting married this week.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
And that's natural. And see, and that's the thing.
No marriage.
Right. But see, the Quran tells you that you shouldn't try to be a monk or be celibate, because your bodies were designed. Your bodies were naturally designed to fulfill these functions.
Yeah, that's why they went to boys.
Right. Right, but see, that's the thing. What happens when they try to go against God's law, right? It creates a perversion.
And the law sends you astray.
Right. So these people, see, the laws that God has given us are a protection for us. It allows us to be at peace here with ourselves, with nature, with our fellow man, and with our Creator. If we follow those laws. When you come out of those laws, then it causes problems. Right? Think about it. Think how worse society is now from when we were young. And it's because we've moved more and more away from God's laws. Right? But now, here we go. I want you to see this, because now this is where...
So today, for today's Faces of Faith, we are talking about how millennials are leaving the church in droves. And if you need proof, all you need to do is look online, because websites like Reddit, which is a favorite among millennials, has more than 2 million people subscribed to a page on atheism. But the Christianity page has less than 1/10 of that, 67,000.
And then there is this survey from 2012. 1 in 4 young adults say that they are, quote, unaffiliated with any religion, though many claim a religion when they were younger.
So something's happened to turn them away from religion, from a belief in God. Right? Here we go, because we're going to talk about it.
Talk more about this. We have brought along 2 millennials. Joining us on the phone is Rachel Evans, who is an evangelical blogger, that is, an author, and she is 32. And the reason she's on the phone is because the weather up, I guess by Nashville, is pretty bad. And also, we have Hemant Mehta. He is the editor of Friendly Atheist. I keep wanting to say the Friendly, but it's friendlyatheist.com. He's author, or he is an author. He's also 30. And they both wrote about this on CNN.com's Belief blog. And welcome to the both of you.
So, thank you. Rachel, let's start with you. You guys have slightly different opinions, but Rachel, why do you think millennials are turning away from the church?
Yeah, well, I think there's this assumption among a lot of Christian leaders that, if we bring in some hipper worship bands and a coffee shop in the fellowship hall and maybe a pastor who wears skinny jeans, young adults will come flocking back to the church. But clearly, that's not working. According to the Barna Group, 59% of young adults ages 18 to 29 with a Christian background have actually dropped out of church. Now, not all of these young adults are flocking to atheism.
Now, look at what it says here. Why millennials are leaving the church? Some blame outdated views toward women and science. Okay? And this guy that's going to talk, he's going to talk about tolerance. Because they feel like the church, they feel like these monotheistic religions are not tolerant enough. So now the millennials see them as being wrong because they've been taught and they've been programmed about this thing in terms of tolerance. I mean, nobody wishes harm on anybody, but don't force your beliefs on our children. How are you going to have a system of education and force the children to learn what you want them to learn and go against what the parents want? It doesn't make any sense.
Most still identify as Christians, still identify as people of faith.
Here we go again. Oh, young Christians call church hypocritical and anti-gay. So if you seem like you're against homosexuality, these millennials start saying, no, there's something wrong with you. So they create this division. They're creating this battle between the old and the new. Okay? But let me show you how they're doing this battle. Alright? This is a promo for a show that came on. It didn't last too long, but it was called Living Biblically.
Hey man, you open? Church is always open. We're like F and 11.
Well, it all started when my buddy Ray died.
My Ray just loved you two so much.
He's in a better place.
No, he's not. Raymond is in devil country now. Area code 666.
Why would you say that?
He stopped going to church.
Oh, well, so did I.
So you'll see each other again.
I tried to lose myself in my job.
Is that the last donut, Chip?
It is the last donut, Miss Meadows.
You are gonna need to wear a belt if you keep sneaking up on people like that.
He always eats the last one, and he never gets any for the office.
Hey, you know, I drove you to IKEA, Cheryl, and you're gonna play me like this?
Like this, Cheryl? All right, enough.
And then my wife dropped the bombshell that brought me here today.
Brace yourself. Your girl's pregnant.
Now, in the show, the girlfriend or wife, she's an atheist. Okay? And the thing is that, remember, they use television programming to control your thoughts and your beliefs. Right? So now they put on these shows and they are ridiculing belief in God. Right?
I'm a good man, but I want to be great.
Do you have any books for when you're just sort of an overall disaster as a person, but are also going to be bringing a human child into the world?
Honey, I've been divorced 4 times. I bought stock in Blockbuster Video, and I worked the night shift in one of America's last bookstores. You don't want my advice.
Oh, Biden. No, that's an accident. I didn't mean to get that.
Put it back.
I've decided to live my life 100% by the Bible, to the letter.
See that? The priest is laughing. Okay.
I got to do it all, and it's like a soul cleanse. Donuts in the easy.
Also, what's your threats, man? You look like a business casual ghost.
Changing your life like this, that changes my life too.
I just really believe it's going to make me a better father for our son or daughter.
Hey, Chip, hooked up with this chick, Josie from CrossFit, last night. Hottest caboose I have ever seen. Aside from my wife, of course.
That's scary and that's not Tracy.
Biblically, what should I do?
The Bible says you're supposed to stone adulterers. But of course, you're not going to be doing that in 2017 because of jail.
Baby, what are you doing with that rock?
I don't want
You got to hit Gary in the face with a rock? I might have to try this Bible thing out my damn self.
darn self.
Darn self. Darn self. Yeah.
So they're actually making fun of Christianity and making it seem as if everything is outdated. Why would you be following this kind of stuff? Right? Now, here we go. I would like to show you the interview with the cast of it, but I think you need to see this first. All right? Watch this. This is a show that was on Showtime. It was called Happy-ish. This is the opening of one of the episodes.
This is God. God can do anything.
And let me tell you this. You have to be careful what your children watch because they'll see something like this and say, that was God. This little boy was maybe a first grader. He said, yeah, I saw God on TV. Right? God white? I'm like, what? Okay? But they have a lot of those shows where they depict God as being white. Okay? Now watch it now. Especially on Family Guy. Right? You know the kids watch it, right? But here we go. Listen to this.
Thing he can't do. Not now, not ever. God can't die. God is eternal, you see. God has to be eternal. That's the whole idea of God. So the moment God can die, he's no longer God, and so God should shut the fuck up. Walk a mile in my terrified mortal shoes, God. Lie in the dark, knowing nothing of the dark, eternal nothing that follows. Then you can judge me. Until then, fuck off. Fuck you, God.
So, then you wonder why people are starting to reject God. Look at the programming. The television programming. they are programming people not to believe in God. So then you're going to ask the question, why are millennials not believing in God? Because of the programming you're putting on for them. Look at this stuff. How blasphemous was that?
True atheist. But question for you, don't you feel as though it starts from the home? We got it from the home, remember?
Okay.
We did. We
Right.
really did. You had to come and eat together, pray together, you know, before you eat, before you go to bed. Certain things we learned. You know what I mean?
Right. That's because we had a family structure.
Exactly.
Right? But now watch
We
this.
lost a generation to drugs and alcohol.
Right. And the truth.
We lost two, and then we lost the children of theirs.
Right.
But
That's
the
what
head
it
is the leadership. The head is the man. They destruct and destroy the black man first, and the body falls after that. So.
But now watch this. Remember, because I show you this clip a lot with Aaron Russo, right? Remember I told you he formed a friendship with one of the Rockefellers, right? One of the elite families. And attorney friend asked him if he wanted to meet him. He said, sure, I'll meet him. He said they established a friendship. They were sitting down talking, and the guy said to him right away, he said, Aaron, what do you think the women's lib movement was about? Aaron Russo's like, oh, it was about, getting women their rights and stuff like that. He started laughing at him. He said, Aaron, you're a fool. Aaron Russo said, well, why am I a fool? He said, the women's lib movement was to get the woman out of the family, out of the house, and destroy the family. Okay? One thing was about increasing the income taxes they were getting, but the main thing was to destroy the family. So now think about it. If the man and the woman are out of the house, who's teaching the kids? School, TV, internet has now become the educators of our children. And they're putting their ideas into our children, and our children are becoming our enemies.
But we lost our children because we lost our parents.
Right.
We lost a whole generation. I have a 50-year-old son. I'm Generation X. He's Generation Y. I have a 30-year-old who's Generation Z, and then I don't know the other name of the other new generation. But after my son's Generation Z, those are kids and families of crack came out. So that's why these kids don't have no belief in Allah like they have in everything else. And he looks like one of those Thors. He didn't look like God, he looked like Thor. That's what that child related to, one of those sea creatures or sea kings.
But see, this is the thing. We, like I said, we've allowed them to dictate what we teach our children, how we teach our children. So, right. But now, here we go. Because now, watch it, because here's the next thing I want to show you real quick.
We are here with Ken Quappers and director of Happy-ish, new Showtime series. You've always got the show like you've got the family stuff.
So it deals with second person on the group.
Why don't you like psychics?
Now, a lot of women like to watch these little Hollywood housewives shows, right? But watch this conversation. Watch this conversation.
I believe that they're real, and